Hey trombonists, this is the Marcus Bonna bass trombone and tenor trombone doubling bag, and it has an issue. Um, it came up, I saw this post on the forum, and I knew exactly um, what the original poster was describing, because it's something I noticed pretty quickly after getting my bag. There's an issue. I believe it's an issue. So this bag, I haven't done a review on it yet, but it's a pretty nice bag. It's fiberglass, holds a bass and a tenor. There's two issues. Okay, I'll get to the main issue in a second, but the first issue is the two slides sit side by side, and if you have them sort of facing opposite from each other, laying opposite from each other, with the receiver on one end for one and the spit valve from the other aligned like this, what happens, this is the bottom down here. It's got little metal claw feet, and when you set this down, you know, on the subway or at the airport or wherever, sometimes this comes loose, and I'll open the case and find it like that. Now, I haven't had any dings yet, but it seems like that's an issue to me, right? So, easy solution. Lay them facing the same direction. Okay, let's get to the issue at heart. The big one. This trigger on the tenor trombone comes into contact with the top of the case. I've tried a bunch of different ways. I've tried to configure this. I've tried moving this direction to get it further in because there's kind of a curve. But no matter what I do, this comes into contact. You can see the dent. I haven't used this for a while, so it's not present. But you'll notice if you've been using it consistently, you'll see a little indentation right about here or so, where the F trigger is coming into contact with the lid. Okay, so that's an issue because this is a hard case, but there is some flexibility to it. So for the most part, this is a pretty sturdy case. I actually gate checked this a couple weeks ago when I was traveling. Both horns came out fine, no damage. Couple scuff marks on the leather, but that's not a big deal. If I had to buy this again, I probably wouldn't get the leather. It's beautiful, but it's going to get marked up if you travel with it, so it's maybe not worth the extra $100. But my worry is if it gets tossed by a baggage handler or has something thrown onto it here. My biggest concern when I traveled with this was having that happen and this getting slammed with a bunch of weight and getting bent. Now, luckily, I took 4 different flights. It didn't happen. I gate checked it. Here's what I did to try to alleviate that issue. I didn't want the weight being focused here on the lever. So what I did, I'm going to move the camera. I don't know if you can see this, but I put one of the removable foam blocks. Here, let me try and fix this light. I know that's kind of hard to see, but it has these removable blocks, right? I put this on the lid where it was going to come into contact here with the main bell section. This is very padded, it's soft, and I figured it would spread the weight over a larger surface area if the case was to get squished by something. And this is the first point of contact on the horn. Okay, is this soft padding right here. The other thing that I did, again, let me try and show you. I took, these are hard density foam, hard foam, and I tried to place a couple of these underneath the bell section. So you can see this is dug in here, right? Like that's going to be dug in, but the more weight that gets put on it, I feel like is getting placed here, and I put one under here. And that combined with this piece on like the tuning slide section and the stem of the bell is going to help disperse the weight if it gets squished, right? So that's what I would do, is put a couple of these hard foam blocks under contact points. You could maybe put this one under here or something similar. But what happens is it's not going to feel like it wants to close, right? And like, this is hard to see, and there's a bit of glare off the lens, but basically what was happening at first is I would close this and it would depress the trigger, right? Which is what's happening to the original Poster's horn. So with the weight redistributed, it gets pressed into this soft cushion padding in between the two bells. Now it's still not ideal, and what I did is I put like another detachable foam pad here against the base bell, and one underneath here, so you can kind of configure it. There's an extra pad here which would protect the top of the bell, but you know, it's a little concerning. That's what I did to try to deal with the issue. And like I said, I traveled a couple weeks ago, took 4 different flights, gate checked it, it went under the aircraft. I think this will fit overhead in certain aircraft if you get on early enough, but I've always gate checked my horns, and this held up, but it did make me nervous, simply because of this issue with the thumb lever. So otherwise, it's a great case. It works. It's pretty sturdy. It comes with some cool features like a lead pipe holder and a 3-piece mouthpiece pouch. You know, there's storage room. Comes with this music holder, and you can even attach like a trombone stand to the top of it. So backpack straps, that's great. Beautiful stitching, all the leather's great. There's just like those 2 issues, and one of them seems for a $900 case, I don't know, seems like kind of a big deal. But anyway, it's held up so far. Good luck.